Welcome
Welcome
to
to
Shade
Shade
and
in
the
the
City.
City.
It's your girl Treese.
It's Nels.
And today we're jumping into episode 6 of the Real Housewives of Dubai. So please make sure that you guys hit that like button.
And the subscribe button.
And yes, thank you for getting us in the 300 Club. We appreciate you guys and appreciate your continued support. So thank you, thank you. And thank you, Brooks, for dropping down in our comments last review. We appreciate
Answering the question.
Right, answering the questions. And so we hope that you are just as responsive this review. We appreciate you. So let's get into it and let's get shady.
So Ion joins Brooks and her son Adam to do a little bit of furniture shopping. Apparently she had her eyes on this pink couch that she wants to go see. Now Ion gets there and she's like, dude, like, what are you doing? Like, I was just at your house 3 months ago. Like, everything was brand fucking new. Like, why are you doing this again?
I just want to say, Brooks, that couch was very nice. I'm gonna give you that.
It was very nice. And apparently the guy in the store, he pulled it out.
I have his name. Was it Kelly? Kelly actually.
Okay. So he pulled it out for her. It was a very beautiful couch. She is in love with it. Her son says it's very comfortable, and I don't know. I mean, I don't buy, that's a different type of money, buying, furniture every 3 months. I
was gonna say, couldn't be up. My mama just moved furniture around and tried to make the room feel different every few months.
get the feng shui
right
working, okay.
Feng shui.
Now she says that her son is her entire world, and she doesn't even remember what life was like before being a mother. I feel like that's kind of every mother, like,
right.
So she says her parenting style mirrors exactly her mother's parenting style, and that's perfect to her. That's what she wants, because she loves the way she was raised, and she feels like, she grew up to be a great person. So if she do what her mama did, so will her son.
But she does say that her mother was very militant.
Yes, she did. Now Brooks tells Ion that she plans to have a pool party, and her childhood best friends from Boston are coming, and she wants her to come, and tells her, look, don't wear no gloves. Ion said, boo. My hair is too expensive, my creams are too expensive, and I'll just be there looking cute with my lashes on, okay? You ain't got to worry about me. You ain't got to worry about me, okay?
He said, I'm coming in my birthday suit. I'm gonna be dressed to impress.
She sure enough did.
I gotta let it's funny because she Brooks is like, please don't do that, please.
Brooks was like, she's so annoying.
They apparently have a very sisterly relationship. She said they argue that
fight every day.
Literally. Now, here's my thing. It is, I will agree with Brooks. It does feel very sisterly, but who is the antagonist? Because I feel like they poke at each other.
They probably do.
Because remember when we first started the season, Brooks called her to tell her she wasn't invited to Carolyn Himbar. Right. That's some really petty shit, Brooks. I'm sorry.
I wasn't feeling like sisters then.
Right. So no, I do think that's funny. But she said that, they always make up and then they're planning for dinner the next day. And I said, well, that's cute, but I don't know how long that can last. All right. So we see Stansbury arriving at the Raffles Hotel, I believe it is. And apparently she is an ambassador. She has her
She's an ambassador of everything.
She's a 50-year-old influencer.
I need to get on her level.
Right. Look.
Free everything and get paid for it. get on my level. Okay. I ain't even mad. I would be a
Look,
50-year-old.
can I be an influencer before 50? That's all
I
I'm
wouldn't
saying.
give a damn. I would be an influencer at 50. That bitch is paid. She gets shit for free and she gets paid to do it.
It is nice. It is nice. Shout out Stansbury. So anyway, she's there with her mother and her father and Sergio. And I will say that, and I understand it maybe we only see little bits and pieces. And maybe this is, I'm going to say, because I've watched enough of The Crown, I'm going to assume that this is just how British parenting goes. And it's like very stiff. Please forgive me, Shade Squad. This is just me on the outside looking in. Don't chop me up in the comments. I'm just saying what it looks like.
Yes, don't unsubscribe because of what the bullshit she's talking.
No, it just seems very Queen Elizabeth-ish, and you can't have feelings and you have to bottle them up, and you just do what we say. Like, and that's the vibe that I was getting. Like, it just,
I'm not super familiar with that culture, but I would also feel that it could be because she went away to boarding school. She feels the same way. And I mean, she feels like she's not, affectionate because she went to boarding school. And I'm sure they're not super affectionate with her because
they probably went to boarding school.
Because their child went to boarding school. I mean, at this point, it's just somebody you gave birth to.
Well, now, damn. Now, apparently the room has a hammam, which I love. I love a good hammam. Steam room. It's decked out. I was loving it. And you know what she says, based off of not having that cuddly relationship with her mother and father, she's actually very surprised that she got involved with Sergio, who just wants to love and take care of her and cuddle her all the time. And I said, well, and then they talk about they get their time alone after they arrive. And he talked about wanting some tiki tiki that night.
Tiki.
And she said that his flag is always at attention. Okay. And his flagpole is always at attention. And he's never half-staffed at all. And so therefore he wants a lot of tiki. And she's like, well, my parents aren't. And he's like, do you see how big this is?
I mean, he had a point.
He did.
But she said he's 27. That's what he wanted to do all the time. He just want to have sex. He just want to fuck. You signed up for it. Boo.
Okay.
You knew what it was when you signed up.
Okay.
So Lisa goes to meet up with Nina, Stansbury, and Ion at Nina's apartment. For her apartment building for high tea. Yes. High tea, darling. And Nina addresses the conversation that she had with Stansbury last night and says that, she hopes like she wasn't offended, like that she took Sergio's side. But really she felt where he was coming from.
Right. I love how she treaded lightly and was like, I hope I didn't offend you, but I still feel the way I feel. I could appreciate her for saying that.
Yeah, she explained basically everybody to the rest of the table because, this was not a private conversation, but really only they knew about it. So she explained to the rest of the table that, Sergio seemed emotional about it. And really, he just wants like her to sit with the family. And Stansbury ain't here for it. She's like,
we compromised. I'm not doing it.
I did everything that everybody wanted me to do for my last wedding. I'm not doing that shit again. And I said,
like she says, I feel like my first wedding was about everybody else and not us.
And she says that for the engagement, I think it's for the engagement, she wants to be with her friends. And then for the wedding, she'll be with the family. And she feels like that's a compromise. And I personally feel like we didn't catch that.
Right. I don't think episode. And I didn't realize that they were doing an engagement. Like, at this point, I thought we were just getting married. Now we're talking about engagement parties.
Because they got money, girl.
I guess so. But I just feel like we already did the hen party. You understand what I'm saying?
They want reasons to spend their money and have parties. Girl.
Maybe it's a part of the contract. But she already threw her party for the season. But go ahead.
She got her own money. She want to throw a party.
Yeah.
It's a party. So, I mean, actually, had I known that last episode, I actually would have felt like that wasn't a bad compromise.
Right.
My friends are coming from California. And, I want to be with them. It would be nice if you would join me, but if you want to be with your friends, cool. But that's not as formal as the wedding. So I actually didn't see anything wrong with it. Effing Siri. Okay. Ion addresses what happened at the party. Basically when Lesa said, like you can't kind of like group us together just because we're friends. And Stansbury says, I felt attacked by Lesa. Lesa's face was like, attacked.
I love Lesa has a lot of neck snaps in this episode.
You know what? So, and then she was like, attack, and then she used the word aggressive. Now,
well, Lesa told her she didn't like the word attack, and then Stansbury came back with, well, you were very aggressive.
Okay, so I'm going to let the Shade Squad know, in case you are not aware, there are 2 words that you cannot say to a Black woman. You cannot say attacked, and you cannot say aggressive. Okay, and the fact that this woman said them back to back, I am surprised Lesa stayed in her seat. Okay. But yeah, she tells her that, okay, well, you were aggressive. And Lesa, well, and she says, well, maybe, I was just drunk and, I read into things.
She's like, I don't even remember saying, anything.
Yeah, because Lesa was like, well, I feel like you was being trashy. Like what you said.
What you said was inappropriate. Yeah.
And she's like, well, I was being sarcastic. Oh, okay, so it's okay that you were being trashy and sarcastic, but what I said was aggressive and
you felt attacked.
Girl, ciao, bye. So then she says, maybe I had too much to drink and I was already defensive and, I have a naughty mouth. Basically, Lesa says, you know what? I really don't have an issue with you. I've really actually always liked you.
Despite everything that I've heard about you.
Yes.
And then Stansbury's like, I feel that's a little shady, Lesa.
She's like, well, I did hear things about you. She was like, that's passive aggressive. She's like, but I did actually hear things about you and I decided to.
And what did you hear, darling? What did you hear?
Fuck, I look like the goddamn messenger. What I said was.
No, she said, they told me to watch out for you. But she said she's going to move on and forgive her. And she wants to move on. It
could have been me, because what we're not going to do is sit here, ask me 99 questions. Okay. What I said was, I was willing to move past it regardless of what I heard about you. Okay. Now, what I heard about you came to me. Okay. You're not about to question me what I heard. What you know is, regardless to that, I still decided to move past it and try to figure out who the fuck you were as a person. So, and she says that, she accepts her apology. But I think Lesa didn't realize that Stansbury actually didn't give an apology. What she said was, she said some very sincere words, but she didn't at all say, I'm sorry, or I apologize. But, Stansbury,
most sincere thing she said was, I was drunk.
I was drunk. I was defensive. She made excuses.
Nina jokes about them moving forward with no inappropriate comments as she eats her 2 baskets of fries.
Well, 1 basket was for her. She didn't want to share, so she got another basket for everybody.
I had to point that out because this is a continuous theme with Nina.
She really loves fries. If we were ever to meet her, we know what to give.
What to get her, like what to eye on her. Fries.
Mm-hmm.
So we see our girl Sarah. She is hosting at this year's Global Citizen Forum. Now she's an ambassador, or was an ambassador before, but now, she's hosting the day's events, and says it's a cause that's very close to her heart because it's all about making the world a better place. So Sarah definitely gives me that vibe. Now she said the fact that God gave her a voice, I really love when she said this, and that if she can use it in a positive way, she feels like this is her purpose. I said, like God gave me the voice to be shady, and I am trying to use it positively, girl. I get it. It's a gift. So then Ion.
I cannot believe you just compared the 2.
Ion arrives in her runway garments as always. But it's cute because it looks like she's trying to do the whole, what's not hijab, but well, I guess kind of a hijab, but the whole burqa. It looks like she's trying to do the burqa look with her outfit.
I don't remember what she had on.
Oh, well, it was cute though. It was cute, Ion. So Sarah asked her, what's been going on. And Ion says that she reached out to a therapist that apparently was referred to her from Brooks and a couple other people. And she said before they met, she had 2 glasses of wine. And she said, he told her that she needs to water her garden. And she's like, I don't have a garden. We are in the middle of the desert.
And she lives in an apartment.
Right. So apparently now Ion is walking around her apartment watering fake plants. I said, manifest it, sweetie. Look, whatever works. They ain't.
Well, he said, imagine you have a garden. So she's imagining they real.
And yeah, so Sarah asked her what kind of therapy did she have, and Ion, doesn't really know. She's like, I think he's from LA, but I think she couldn't go into particular.
Yeah, so Sarah was like, oh, okay, so he's building a state of mind. I think you need a hypnotherapist. She's still on this hypnotherapy thing.
I love Sarah. Sarah's one of my favorite characters, but we're gonna get to Sarah because everybody has flaws and all. Okay. Now,
Jesus, like
she recommends hypnotherapy, and as Nell said, and so she can go back in the past and deal with that trauma with her father. Ion says that she's open to it. And Sarah says she's done she's done radiotherapy, music therapy,
you name it,
she's done it. And I said, well, I am all here for the healing. Okay. And she said she's happy because everything that she's done has made her come out a better person and not bitter. I said, Sarah tells us it's never too late to become someone
like me. I was not born.
And then I didn't start off like this. And I was looking at her like, who do you think you are?
Her facial expression was literally to die for. I mean, and then
the RBF.
She said she literally told her, let me tell you something. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. This was some sarcastic shit. Okay. She said, you're just on another level. You remind me of like Jesus. I said, Ion, you're an asshole.
So Sarah suggests being an energy that people crave to be around and that people get high off of your energy. Now, Ion is happy Sarah's being honored. However, she says the preaching needs to stop.
Preach.
And then she tattoos,
doing too much.
Right. And then she tattoos her arm in this, I believe it was henna, and she tattoos kind.
You know what? I thought it was henna, but then it really looked like she just used pen, but it might have been henna.
And then Ion says kind is in her bloodstream. And, her and her husband go to the event. Sarah's giving her speech about, heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and our human race. And, makes everyone in the room pledge to be a better person.
So we are at Brooks Cove pool party, and really it looks super beautiful, like nice little setup.
It looks all luxurious.
And, she has her 2 friends, Brian and Adam, who are from Boston, join her. And she says that, they're like her family. Like from day one, as soon as they met, they automatically clicked. She even says that Brian was there when her husband couldn't be, when she gave birth to her son, to cut the umbilical cord. I said,
that's deep. That's deep.
That's super duper deep. Now, Brian and Adam are brothers, and apparently they are both gay, and they had been worried about coming to Dubai like for the longest because of rumors.
Because of the stigma. And
here in America, we do hear a lot of rumors about Dubai. And I feel like almost everybody on the cast said like they all got gay friends. Like all their friends are gay. I
do like what Stansbury said though. She broke it down and was like, yes, they are here, but it's not
walking,
go out. Yeah, they can't walk down the street and hold hands. Like that's
I don't know if she said they can't, but they don't.
They don't
do it. But it just seems like a very conservative place. So
right.
I'm guessing out of respect, they just don't. Now, Ion tells Lesa that she was with Sarah, you know, for at her gala, and she explained that, you know, like she was trying to explain to her that happiness is a choice, and she was speaking so much about kindness, and she was like, it kind of made me feel like she felt like I was not kind.
Yeah.
And she said that she felt like she was being very Jesus like, and Lisa corrects her. She's like, you mean like judgmental?
No, Lisa tells her Jesus loves everyone. So it's not like Jesus. It's
Yeah.
judgmental.
And she tells her like that she doesn't feel like she's a genuine philanthropist, and I
And so
understand.
Lisa's like, so basically you don't believe she's genuine. And Ion just
Drinks her. Mm-hmm. Yes, she did.
I said, well,
I think
Nina
no longer here for Sarah.
Right. Then Nina is apparently going through it. We learned that her dad is in the hospital. He has been sick with COVID for like 6 days now.
Mm-hmm.
And she cannot imagine, she's never not been around her kids, I guess, since they were born. So even though she may have the money, thinking of getting on a plane and leaving her kids because she doesn't want to risk getting them exposed, to go home to what I believe would be Texas, to get to her father, she's just really upset right now that they can't be closer to them. Mm-hmm. And so she's you could tell she's trying to enjoy the moment, but she's dealing with a lot. Now Ion invites her 2 guy friends to the pool party, William and Noor. I believe, I thought, I don't know how to pronounce it, but it was cute. Now she says William is her best friend. Brooks is across the pool, and she was like, who that? Who that?
She was being a little thirsty. She was being a little thirsty.
Look, Bruce said, shorty swing my way. Sure look good to me. Now would you please swing my way?
She was like, bring them little hot things over here. I said, girl, how long has it been? How long has it been?
I was here for it, Brooks. I would have been that person. They was cute.
She would have.
I would have. That's why I wasn't even mad at her. And then it was even funny because they come in, they're introduced to, and I noticed this, they were introduced to Lisa and I believe Nina first, and Brooks and Stansbury were kind of like sitting off on their own. She's like, bring your friends over here, girl. Why?
She wasn't playing.
Like, no, if you're gonna invite them to the party, you better bring them to the party.
She was not playing.
She was not playing. I said, well, go ahead, Brooks. And then, basically Brooks gets a phone call from Sarah, who's like, oh, I wish I could be there. I'm so sorry. I wanted to see you. And she talks about how Sarah is the kindest person ever. And you guys really need to meet her. And Ion said, she said, she's filled with love and kindness.
Shady ass.
I said, well.
So the ladies want to go check out Sergio in the pool. I think, I feel like it was mainly Brooks.
It was, well, no, Brooks was bird calling. Like, Sergio!
Let me tell you something. Brooks,
don't get me wrong. Lisa was like, I'm married, but I'm watching.
Brooks was on something totally different.
Not even mad. She's like, look, I know I got the man candy.
She was like, I'm the oldest one here with the youngest husband. She was like, I'll let you borrow him for right now.
Okay. And Brooks is like, and I take him.
Let me tell you something. I was with Brooks on this one. Okay, because Sergio, and they put in like slow-mo with the music and the, you know what I'm saying? Sergio was looking good. Sergio was looking real, real good. I said, okay, look, Caroline. Okay. He's
fine.
Right. So then Brooks, she gets a text message from her son. She says that he wrote her saying he's starving and he hates her as a mom. And he wants to go live with his dad. She said she's shipping his ass off to boarding school. I said, well, Brooks, apparently he's been on a waiting list, like a year or two. She wanted to send him whether they were, but now 10 or 11 he'll be able to go. So Stansbury asked, how he feels about it. She's like, oh, you don't know. Stansbury says, well, boarding school traumatized the hell out of me.
This is the one time, I'm not gonna lie to you, this is the one time I really appreciated Stansbury's opinion and speaking up on her experience, because we don't ever really see her express her feelings. Even with Sergio, we never really see it. She has a very tough exterior. And even though I feel like this was the first time that you could see she was triggered when she said that. And that's why she felt like she needed to share her experience with her.
I feel you on that. I was gonna say, I don't feel like this is the first time she's expressed herself, but this is the first time, yes, that she was like as emotional as she could
right
be.
As emotional as we're probably gonna see it.
Exactly. And Brooks kind of laughs it off, and she's just like, oh no, like it'll be like an overnight camp.
Sleepaway camp. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Stansbury is like,
no, I went from 8 to 18 very quickly.
She says, in the confessional, she says that boarding school made her like build up this wall. And then when she got home, like she kind of hated her parents.
She had resentment. Because it's like, you don't want to take care of me. You wanted somebody else to raise me.
But you know what, though? Also, what I can respect about Stansbury is she said what she said and she let it go. You know what I mean? She didn't try to be argumentative with Brooks, like, oh, you really shouldn't do that. Like, I'm telling you, this was my experience. She was like, okay, I'm telling you that, it traumatized me. Brooks made her comment and she just left it at that. She's like, it's your choice.
I also like what she said in her confessional, where she says, this is the problem with new money, because you think that you're doing what's best for your child because you have the means to do it. And that doesn't necessarily mean that's what's best for your child. And I said, well, I mean, we do know, bro. Stansbury got that old money. But
then I wonder, does it matter where you send your child to, or is it just boarding school, period?
I think the issue is, and correct us if we're wrong, anybody, Shade Squad, Brooks. I feel like what it is that it's a emotional separation, because you're sending your child away, and it's not like, oh, you're going to camp for 2 weeks. You don't come home until you're pretty much 18. So
no, I mean, you can come home like holidays and things like that. Like the thing is, I know someone who was in boarding school, like in a whole other country.
Okay.
To me, they turned out fine. They're cool with their parents. They're, not, as far as I know, not emotionally shut off, and successful. So
that's what apparently Brooke's goal is. So I'm not saying she's wrong for it. I just know.
That's what I'm wondering. Does it
you got to be a really Brooks from mother to mother, and my child is not that old yet, and so maybe I'll feel differently when he gets older. But I hats off to you. You're a strong cookie.
Because by the time they get out of boarding school, it's time for them to go to college.
Right. So, but I also I understand. Like, I really do understand both sides. I understand her argument. She's raising him by herself. She's the only one doing it. And so, if I have the means to give him a better education, and this is the way to do it, and he's in this world with people who are doing it, why wouldn't I give him that opportunity? I just don't know if emotionally, and again, she said she grew up militant, so it's not about emotion. And that's where I feel like the disconnect is.
For me, I always feel uncomfortable talking about anybody's parenting style.
Right.
But I don't know. I just feel like if it's just about getting a good education, there's private schools, there's charter schools, and really you can just find the curriculum. Who's to say that a boarding school has the best curriculum and is the best for your child? Is it because I don't know. I mean, there's another question.
Right.
So Ion let Nina know that she had an issue with, like, when she had an issue with Stansbury, she felt like Nina wasn't really there for her. She didn't really, stick up for her. And Nina is like,
she's not with the shits right now.
She's like, ma'am.
She's like, I have bigger fish to fry. And
like, my daddy in the hospital. This is not shit we need to be dealing with right now. And Ion automatically feels horrible. Apparently, she's going through the same shit right now. And, Nina breaks down crying. And I'm not gonna lie, Ion felt horrible. She felt
As she should have, and everybody
did.
around the pool notices that now Nina's in tears.
And Brooks was like, Sergio, go find out what the hell they talking about. She saw her over there crying.
Turn Sergio into the lap dog.
She said, go eavesdrop. And he showed them did. He took his ass over there. But he was smooth with it. He was like, is everything all right? He sat down. And Ion was happy that he actually came because, it changed the subject. He was able to change the subject. But Ion was very apologetic, and she says like she's going through the exact same thing. Stansbury is going out to dinner with her family. Well, she meets up with her father Anthony and her daughter Yasmin. Damn Siri. Yasmin goes out with her, and her father tells her like, ain't nobody warned me that I'm supposed to be walking you down the aisle or giving a speech.
And he says it's going to be very brief.
This is what I meant when I said, she's not the only one that's emotionally detached. Okay, because
why do I have to walk you down the aisle?
I would feel like as a father, that would be something that you want to do and would be, oh my God, you didn't warn me, but oh my God, you want me to walk you down the aisle? Oh my God, you want me to say a speech? Thank you. That like, let me get my shit together.
She already said her parents are not that. Do you see when she was talking to her mom? There really was no conversation. They didn't have anything really to talk about.
It's literally like they just had a child and it's like, hey, we got one. We made a family.
You know what? That actually makes me really feel for Stansbury now, honestly. Mm-hmm. It explains a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It explains a lot.
So Stansbury says that she is excited that, he's going to meet, the in-laws. And he's like, yeah, he's excited because he's very meetable.
Right.
I don't know why, like he has like a little bit of a dry humor that I kind of like. And Stansbury says like she doesn't really know how this is going to go because her family is super reserved and Sergio's family is excited,
very
in your face.
Right.
But he's like Latin, right? Is he Latin? Mm-hmm. Or like, it makes sense. Right. Apparently Sergio's father actually offered him money to leave Stansbury and break up with her. And the mama cried 4 times, apparently, out of sadness.
I was like, damn, girl. And Stansbury said she was upset at first.
Initially, yeah.
And said she just laughs about it because I got him.
I wonder, no, you know what I was hoping she was going to say? The reason why that shit is funny is because you could never offer him how much money I got.
And she actually feels like she's doing them a favor because, she's keeping him out of these streets. And if he decided to move on with his life and leave her, he still has plenty of time where she's at her end, at the end of her life, once they say you get over 50, that's the other half where it's not,
Well, Anthony says, he gives like a little backstory. He says, before he met her mother, he brought home a woman that he really wanted to marry who was 4 years older than him, but she had 2 kids of her own, and his family was like, no, absolutely not. And he was ready to go through with it. He was still ready to get married, but the consequence was he would not be a part of the family business. So the woman actually said, yeah, I ain't marrying you because the price is too high. I said, oh,
you need to cut it.
She didn't feel like she was worth it. So, she says that her family was not surprised at all by any means that she was with somebody 20 years younger than her. It was really her kids that felt some type of way, especially when the marriage came into play, because that's like a dead, done, dotted deal for her for their daddy. That means it's done. And Sergio lied about his age when they first met. He said he was 31 when he was really 24.
Ooh.
that is a huge age gap. That's a difference. But I mean, nigga, you young regardless. I don't know if it really actually makes a difference. I don't know. And Stansbury also says that she thinks it's hilarious that Sergio constantly reminds her that he cannot wait to be able to take care of her. And she's like, why are you so excited about pushing me around and
My
getting real there?
geriatric phase. Like, why is
Right. The hell? I'm gonna get there soon. Why you in a rush? Relax. You want that money. She want that money.
Now Brooks is speaking to her, I believe it's her housekeeper, her maid. I don't know.
Sarah.
Huh?
Yeah, her housekeeper, Sarah.
Sarah. So she lets her know that she has another friend, Sarah, who's coming over.
Who is vegan or Presbyterian. Huh? She don't know what it is, but she eats fish.
She said vegan or Presbyterian?
Presbyterian.
Bless your heart, Brooks. Now, her two guy friends, Adam and Brian, come back over as well. And they sit down with Sarah to have dinner. She said she wanted them to meet because, you know, she just feels like they need the Sarah experience. You know, she's just so enlightening. So Adam comes down to join them for dinner. And as they're getting to know Sarah, and they're like, oh, well, you know, do you have kids? And, you know, and she talks about her son and how he's so mature for his age. And he asks a lot of questions. And they're like, well, that's good. And she talks about how, you know, she just feels like she's the type of mom to not hide anything from him and wants him to express his feelings freely. This is when shit goes left, y'all. So Adam is at the table trying to eat his chicken. And he's at the table, he's trying to eat his chicken, and he starts to, like, I guess, pick with his fingers. And Brooks is like, oh, no. Where's your knife? Your fork is right there. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. I've raised you better than that. And you can kind of see that it's getting like a reaction around the table. So after he's done, she's like, okay, well, you can go upstairs now. I mean, and she says, Sarah, can you put him to bed? Can you tuck him in? And our Sarah, Dubai Sarah says, well,
you should really be doing that. She was like, no, he's fine.
And I was just like, oh, I don't know if it's the editing, what we didn't see, but I'm gonna be honest, Brooks, it seemed real harsh. It seemed real harsh. Now, I get it. If you put him to bed every night, and this particular night when you have company over, mm-hmm. and you can I totally get that.
I felt like that was the vibe I got.
Okay, so that's and see, the thing is, that's why I was playing devil's advocate, because I think in just this particular scene moment, the way
it was like we're having adult talk. I'm gonna sit
right
here and
you should go upstairs, right?
That was the vibe I got.
But I'm sure there are a lot of other viewers that see it as, oh my God, she's so horrible. She doesn't.
And you know what? I feel like, let me tell you something. I respect the fact that she even had him join them for dinner, because I feel like most shows that
I wouldn't have had him come down for dinner.
I feel like most shows that we watch, when they have people over and it's dinner time, you really don't see their kids there.
Or it's an adult table and there's a kids table.
And the kids table is not in the camera. So you don't know where the hell the kids table is. For all we know, the kids table could be upstairs in their bedroom at their desk eating their food. So I can respect the fact that regardless of whether I have company over,
right, she involved,
or sitting at the table, you're gonna have your meal and now it's time for bed, and I'm down here having adult conversation, so it's time for you to go upstairs. That was the vibe that I got.
Okay.
Where I feel like the conversation went left is when she asked Sarah's opinion on
the boarding
school. That is where I felt like it went left. And basically she says, 70% of her friends who went to boarding school are emotionally closed. And it's because they feel like abandoned. Their parents left them.
Yeah.
Now, Sarah goes into this whole spiel as to, why people send their kids to boarding school. Oh, it's for people that don't have time for their kids and blah, blah, blah. And Brooke says that's not the point of boarding school. It's because of the academic
importance to her. Yeah.
And, she wants her son to be able to excel beyond what she ever had. And I completely get it. I get it. Like, I understand that. But I don't know. I guess because maybe I've never really done research on boarding school because I'm not like Brooks. I can't afford boarding school.
Right.
But so
Look,
I've
we
never
over here debating about private school because that's a lot of money.
Exactly. So I've never even done research on boarding school.
Right.
But
because that would be like, I guess it's room and board and tuition. So that really is like sending your kid to college early at a young age. Like, and that's probably why she wants to do it. You're giving them a college experience early on.
But then it's like, so, I mean, I don't know.
And that's why Stansbury was saying I went from 8 to 18 very quickly. Because they're not only, in my opinion, from what I know, not only are their academics good, but they're making you self-sufficient. The same thing you learn when you usually go off to college.
That, and I'm pretty sure you don't even have normal hours like regular school. You're probably getting more schooling than a regular kid. And you don't get your free time. You don't get your free time like a normal kid. You don't get to ride the bus, and you know what I mean? And I would think that it would be hard to take a kid from who lived this normal life, used to doing that, into boarding school. But in a way, I felt where she was coming from, where Brooks was coming from. And I don't know if this is coming up because remember last episode, she had that bullying situation.
Right.
So I don't know if that had anything to do with it. She didn't say anything about that, but I don't know. I'm just trying to get an understanding. But Sarah did cross some boundaries. Okay. She definitely did. And she says, I wanted to say something, but basically I don't want to cross any boundaries. Brooks gives her the go ahead. And I don't feel that Sarah she didn't have much couth when she said it.
She said, you need to be closer with him. I completely can understand her reaction, especially when you feel like because she is doing it by herself. I definitely understand her reaction. I was like, no, I get it, boo. Anybody ever come from what I'm doing.
Explained that, her mother is militant and, she loves the way she turned out. So that's the way she wants to raise her child. And
Sarah tells her you need to break the generational curses.
Yes, and she's bleeding on people who didn't cut her. Let me say something.
What makes it worse, Brian agrees with Sarah. He speaks up and he said, I agree with her and you need to allow him to be a kid. That's what really flips Brooke the fuck out. Okay, this bitch is new, but you
cut my baby's a biblical cord.
Right. And you over here talking about you think I'm, and I've been doing this by myself. And I, like I said, I get her frustration. I do. But no. And so, she goes off and basically.
I just feel like as a mother, even though she gave you the go ahead, that you should tread lightly. If you're trying to get your
and you don't know that you've seen her and that little boy interact one time. That's what I think Brooks was so offended by. You saw one interaction with my child.
And you know what? And Brooks had a point. She said, the way I was raised, I grew up that around adults, you are poised.
Right.
And right now, everybody's loose with everything. And that's true.
That's true.
The way we grew up, you are poised around adults. You don't speak at the table. You don't get in grown-up conversation.
Yeah.
You know how to, use your fork and your knife, and you know what I mean? And then you get up from the table and go about your business. She's 100% correct. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to teach your child table manners.
Table manners or just manners in general. So I'm not mad at that, but it got a little ugly. And, now Brooks is questioning is this Jesus or is it judgmental? Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in to another review of Real Housewives of Dubai. Please make sure, if you have not already, that you have hit that like button.
You comment.
You subscribe.
And you hit the notification bell.
And please make sure that you are following us on all platforms. And yeah, y'all, I can't wait to next episode or just the rest of the season. Apparently, Ion showed up to Stansbury's wedding in a wedding dress. And I said, disrespectful. So
I saw that, but I didn't realize that was the wedding. I thought that was like some photo shoot or something.
I don't know. I don't know. They made it seem like she showed up to, maybe they're just playing it and we'll see it play out differently. But from the previews, it looks real messy. And hopefully we can get Brooks and Sarah and all the girls and Sarah back on one accord, because it seems like Sarah is now becoming the villain, unfortunately, the villain of righteousness. So thank you guys for tuning in. We'll catch you next week for another episode. Have a good night.
Mwah.
Front, back, side to side. Make sure you go like and subscribe. Front, back, side to side. Make sure you go like and subscribe. Hey!